All right, today I want to do my final conclusions for the Ruike M671TZ. So this is a titanium frame locked version of a very popular knife by Ruike. Now this one is on bearings. It is made in 154 cm steel. It is a titanium frame lock with titanium back spacer. It has a lock bar insert. It is a front flipper and thumb stud deployment knife. The action is actually ridiculous. It's so good for a small knife. It can be reverse flicked in large part because of those beautiful large thumb studs, and it is a tanto shape. Now, not all of the blade shapes in this model are tanto. This particular one is, and I actually kind of like that because it gives it a second relief edge. Makes it a little bit harder to sharpen, but it is very good looking. And this is a looker of a knife, especially in this orientation. I have exactly 3 qualms with this, all of them kind of minor. So the first thing is the pocket clip. I think that there's no excuse for having proud screws at this point. We should be having recessed screws on pocket clips. If I can find them on $20 pocket knives, I should find them on a $100 pocket knife. I don't think there should be any exceptions. Number 2 is placement of the pointer finger. I would very much like to have seen this be a cutout similar to a Spyderco where I could actually get a full 4-finger purchase. Because it is a short knife, it would be very nice to have that ability to do full 4-finger grip. And the third thing is something I'm going to expand on a little bit more, and that is over branding. This is a great example of when you have a beautiful piece and then you kind of stick your foot in it by putting too much text on the knife. Now this is perfectly fine, and that's probably the only thing it needs. But if you look at the back, we have not only the name on the pocket clip, but we also have a bunch of identifiers on the knife blade itself. And I think it's a very missed opportunity. The one thing you never, ever, ever should put on a knife, in my opinion, is the model. Now, if I am searching for the model, I'm only ever going to find that model when I search, right? But if I know just the brand and the way it looks, I'm going to end up browsing for the knife. I'm going to end up searching websites. I'm going to go to Blade HQ. I'm going to search for all of the knives made by this one company. I'm going to go to their website. I'm going to search them too. And the truth is, when you do that, you're more likely to sell additional knives because they might find something they like more. They like equally as good. You may get both. You know, who knows? But by doing that, you drive people to your outlets where you sell your products. And let's be honest, putting your name on the pocket clip is okay if it's the only place you're putting your name. But it's already right there. We don't need to have it there. Okay? Now, on top of that, this is a beautiful titanium frame lock knife, but it comes in this, well, generic paper cardboard box with a little bit of plastic wrapping. I would very much like to see these knives begin to come with a small case. These are beautiful knives you don't want to necessarily, rough up. They have great finishes. They should come in a case. And we have to talk about the brand that's really like the definitive value here, and it's going to bring a lot about branding. Now, everyone knows exactly what this is, all right? And you'll notice that this knife has absolutely no branding on it outside of the C of the pivot. There's absolutely no text. You can't even tell what the steel is. All right, it's right down there. That's the extent of all the text on this knife. They learned right off the bat that one thing people want is cleanliness, a beautifully clean knife. Imagine this knife without any of the branding. Imagine if the Ruike was right here and nothing else showed on this knife. How beautiful would it be? It's just these little things that make a big difference. And for people who are knife enthusiasts, which is what this is really for, they are looking for that. I think that was a missed opportunity, especially in a knife that looks this good. and a carrying case. I really would love to have some sort of carrying case that could actually protect the knife, because it is a beautiful piece and it certainly deserves it. I mean, just look at the milling on this thing. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the Civivi Elementum. I don't like this knife. I like this knife a lot better, but I gotta admit, the clean look is the one thing that brings me to Civivi sometimes. So these are not comparable. In fact, this is a phenomenal deal with a titanium frame lock and a 154 CM blade. But those missing components and the excessive branding, just that little factor that could get people to question whether they want it or not. That's my only real critique. I would like to see all of these brands tone down the branding a lot, especially if you already have it once. That should be the only time you're putting the brand on the knife. Other than that, I mean, my God, the action on this is just very enjoyable. Love the front flipper. Love how much jimping it has. It's nice and rounded versus sharp. Every little detail when it comes to the finish on this is phenomenal. There's no sharp edges on the titanium. It is a wonderful knife. That's my conclusions of the M671TZ. You guys have a very good day, and we'll talk again soon.